So we broke a pretty key level of resistance. I had this daily support level. So this was a daily imbalance right here. Look at this. We're already below previous day low. I'm going to mark that out. Actually, there we go. So we're below previous day low already. We're going to use Edgeful in just a minute to look at the statistics. At what are the odds that we continue lower if we're below previous day low? And that's what's pretty cool with Edgeful. So I'm probably going to end up looking for a short position somewhere in this area up here if price can move back higher. Let's check out that 4 hour, 3, 2, and 1. Really not seeing much. Again, we had a 45-minute demand zone right here. This demand zone, let's see. We sort of broke it yesterday and retested yesterday. Was that yesterday still? We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, not the biggest fan. We'll delete that demand zone. Get it out of here. Really not seeing any good supply or demand zones pre-market wise. You know, we do have, let's see. We do have this area right here. This is a pretty nice 30-minute supply zone. Mark this out as supply. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Discord. What time is it? It is 9:19. So we got 11 minutes left till market opens. That is plenty of time to do a little analysis on the ES and NQ. I'm going to delete these old sell side liquidities. These are no longer valid. I would like to see us come back up here around this 59.93. Unfortunately, though, us being underneath this previous day low, you know, we really can't be going bullish in a sense just yet. I do want to see, do we have any demand zones down here? Let's see. Where are we right now? We're over here. Nope, not seeing much right there. Looks like a 45-minute demand zone we're in right now. It's not the best zone, right? Usually, what do I look for, guys? I look for that impulse move. So this isn't really that much of an impulse move, but I also look for the continuation and the basing. So it sort of gave me this consolidation point and this move higher. So I would probably want to see if there's another time frame demand zone there. And if there's not, I will go with that 45. Where did that go? So again, look at this. That's the 90-minute now. We'll check the hourly. 2 hour. 3? 4? 6. Alright, a bit of a stretch there on the 6. With that being said, I am gonna go with that 45. I'm just gonna use it though more as an area of interest though, right? It's not my ideal demand zone, so I'm not gonna give it that much respect like I would an ideal demand zone. Let's see, what tools, bookmap, this is ES Lite, perfect, we'll be using that. Alright, let's take a quick look at the NASDAQ, see if the NASDAQ has any better zones or areas we can use. We are again coming into another daily imbalance on the ES and NASDAQ, but at this point, with bears trying to take control here, we are probably going to be looking to see how we react, right? Let's see. 6 hour, we'll run through our time frames one more time on the NASDAQ. It does look like I have a 4 hour demand zone right here. So that 4 hour demand zone lines up in this daily imbalance. So we do have some more downward momentum. About 78 points on the NASDAQ till we hit that demand zone. 2 hour, 3 hour, just running through our zones, running through our levels, running through our time frames. Let's see. Delete these old demand zones. Now this zone was broken. 18. When you guys see 18 down there, I don't actually know what. If we go to settings, more settings. Canvas, no, scales. Here we go. 12 hours. You can set a time hours format. 12 hours. Now I don't have to, oh, is that 6 or is that 18 o'clock or is that, I mean, that's not the hardest math to do, but it just makes it a little bit easier. Anything to make things a little bit easier for ourselves, right? Alright, let's see. Delete that. Let's get our previous day high and low here on the NASDAQ. Previous day high is way up there. Previous day low. This, I like this key level here at 21,054. 21,054 if I gotta be grammatically correct. So I like to use these previous day highs, previous day lows. I like to get an understanding, you know, are we below them? Have we broken below them? And how are we reacting below them? And a lot of times if we're below them, I'll look for shorts, I'll look for continuation. If we're above it, I'll look for longs continuation. Now, if we dipped below a previous day low and started to reject, sure, that might be a good call for longs. If we get above previous day high and reject, that might be a good for shorts. Now, right now, we're already below this previous day low. I'm going to use this 45-minute demand zone as an area of interest. It's for a potential short entry. I do want to see if there are any other demand zones or supply zones that we could enter on. Good morning, everybody. Hope you are all doing well. Make sure everything is working. Perfect. 45. It's like right over here we have this consolidation and a break lower, so that's what I'm looking at right now to see if we do have a zone. Auto zone, in that area. It's like we could sort of mark them both out. That is the 1 hour supply. Now, it's not the best supply zone, right? Why isn't it the best? Why isn't it the strongest? Well, the move out of it sort of got rejected, and then the next one, it already came back into this zone. On the other hand, this was an area of support. If we look left, this was an area that price supported 1, 2, 3, 4, failed to break out here, 5, 6, failed to break out here, 7. So this is an area of interest that worked as support, so now we might work as resistance there. But we have to remember this is the hourly time frame. When we're trading on the 5 and 15, we're not really anywhere near that price. That's about 300 points away on the NASDAQ. So I'm going to go with we're probably not going to get that short trade. And if we do, we might be in a long trade at that point. Now, let's take a look real quick at the 15 and the 5. Something tells me we might end up trading gold or crude today. So we're going to mark this out. It's 9:25. We probably got time for crude or gold. We'll flip a coin. Guys, tell me in the comments what you guys want to go over, crude or gold. I will try to go over both of them. Let's see. So let's hit up. Let's see, gold. We'll go with gold. Where's gold at? We'll look at both of them on the daily time frame first. Oh, that's tough there on gold for the daily. Looking a little bullish. Crude looking choppy. We're going to go with gold. Now, something I would like to see is if gold could sweep this low right here. I'm going to add an alert. I'd like to see if we could sweep that low and look for a potential reversal. If we don't, what I will look for is to see how we react to these highs right here. Make that gold. We'll make it like a blue, and we'll type on it. Let's see. Look for reaction. All right, I'm going to go to the 30-minute. Do a little breakdown. We sort of have a demand zone right here. So I'm glad I looked at the 30, right? Because now I see that on the 30-minute. That makes me think, okay, well now maybe I should watch these lows and see how these lows get a reaction. See if we get a quick pivot off of this demand zone. Add my alert here now. So again, what am I doing? I'm going through different markets. I'm figuring out what might be trending, what might not be trending. I'm looking at where ES and NQ are and recognizing that, we're sort of in a tough spot. We've been selling off. We are below previous day low already. Pre-market was selling off. Sort of a tough spot. Market either needs to pull back, continue, or range. And it's sort of hard to tell at this point. So we're going to be patient, let the market open, and see what it does. As for gold, let's see, any supply zones up here that we might want to look for a short? I was thinking of this one. We'll come back to that. The one I have right here is a 2 hour, 3 hour? 3 hour. If you ever get that, guys, where it looks like it's a 2 hour zone and a 3 hour zone, doesn't really matter. What I would do is I would mark whichever one goes like a few ticks lower, right? So it's a little bit closer to price. It'll make the zone a little wider, but it'll at least give you an idea, again, of that area of interest. Market opens in T-minus 2 minutes. Just went over a little bit of gold. I guess we could hit crude real quick. I do want to see previous day high and low in gold real quick, though, too. Nope, not that one. Okay. And then I'm going to make this purple level is this previous day's open. Because that's where I would like to see us bullish. I'd like to see us bullish on gold if we could remain above the purple level and the previous day high. I would like an entry over here. That would be great. Pullback entry. So we'll keep an eye on that. And let's take a quick look in crude. Garbage. Start with that. Yeah, we checked the daily already. Good morning, everybody. Hope you are all doing well. See a few more people popping in Discord, a few more people popping in on YouTube. Good morning, good morning. Yesterday we had a real nice trade on ES. I don't know if market's going to give us that again today. Because the range is so tight on crude for the past 3 days, we're not going to get any 4 hour zones, right? We're probably going to get maybe a 1 hour zone. Okay, so there's a 1 hour zone. So I'm going to delete this. Actually, we'll delete the trend line, and we're going to keep this as an area of interest. So we'll make it like a light blue, make it very clear so we don't really see it too much, but we're aware of it. And I thought I updated this already on crude. I must have been dreaming. I dreamed the charts. All right, market is open, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on ES and NQ. So I would like to see us hold. We do have divergence in that ES hasn't taken out that pre-market low just yet. But we do have to be careful. Market just opening. I wouldn't take anything. We are at this demand zone on ES. I would consider a long on ES. You can look at it right here. How tight's that stop loss? Do I have to change? Hold up.
Huge buying volume on the ES.
Yeah, I know, because we're at this demand and we have that divergence. I might actually take this trade. I might take this. I gotta see where we're at on Bookmap. We got a pretty heavy level at 59.30, but that is that pre-market low. Oh, the 5 did close already? Yeah, that probably would have been our long entry right there, guys. Stop at the pre-market low and target this pivot up here. So if we do get a retest, I will take this long. I do not think we're going to get that retest. I do think we missed that entry. And that's okay. That entry came right at market open. I very rarely trade right off market open. But this double wick right here, along with the divergence the ES and NQ made, sort of gave me that idea that, hey, we're in demand. We're creating a bullish divergence on ES. This is looking good. We just double wicked into demand on the 5 minute, right? So that's 2 touches, wicks and not closing in demand. So we would possibly take that. And then stop loss would be with the divergence. I'm going to be patient. I do see the NASDAQ did get a lot weaker right now. The 5 minute hasn't closed. We have 3 minutes for the 5 to close. I'm going to wait. Like I said, I do see a heavy level on ES at 59.30, which is that pre-market low.
And if you look over at the 4 a.m., 5 a.m. area, there's a huge chop zone here around 59.40 though.
Yeah. Yup. Yup, a lot of consolidation in this area. And a lot more selling pressure at the moment on ES. So I would be careful. The delta right now, these are all the chart range volume profile by delta. So this is aggressive sellers at these levels. So there is a lot of selling going on. So we would really have to see if we could flip this. This is the session range volume profile. So this is basically all the volume. And then this is the more aggressive, right? This is what we actually see on the chart right here. So I'm not taking this trade. It would have looked good. It's considerable. We'll see how we react here, actually. But, I don't know. NASDAQ with a lot of weakness. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy.
It's Amazon. Amazon was screwing things up this morning.
Would you say Amazon's weak this morning?
Yeah, it was screwing things up. I don't have the chart open now of where it is. But...
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to take this. I feel like, I don't know, part of me wants to take this lightly here. I'm filled here on one ES contract. I don't recommend this trade, guys. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like that we're holding out of demand, but I'm going to be moving my stop loss very close. So if it does just gun down lower, I'm right out of it. Yeah, equities are weak. Definitely not looking good on that. I wasn't feeling it. That's why I was, again, taking a little paper cut of a trade, right? Where if it goes in my direction, great, I'm getting a tight entry. If it runs against me, that's okay too, because the tight entry, the tight stop loss, gives me that ability to sort of take this paper cut, say, okay, what's the next potential play we have? I see weakness on NASDAQ. That tells me there's probably a good shot at taking NQ shorts at some point. Right, so there is almost stops out of ES. Very close there. Probably gonna go right now.
We just closed the fair value gap on
There
the
it
ES
is.
from overnight trading. So.
Yeah. What, on ES?
Yep.
A fair value gap on ES? What, the 1 minute or something?
Yep.
Ah.
At 3:30 Eastern.
Look at the aggressive selling pressure, right? So we'll be patient now. Definitely have to be patient now. We'll take a look at crude, take a look at gold. We get setups on those we were looking for. I want to see, oh, this is the hourly. Add alert here on crude. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. Yeah, still trying to hold that low, but NASDAQ is very weak right now. Equities are having trouble. Definitely considering a long here, but at this point, guys, I'd much rather wait for maybe like a 15 minute to close, right? Give me a 15 minute that tells me you might be reversing. Instead, right now, NASDAQ's so weak, just can't take ES long with NASDAQ selling off like that. If NASDAQ could get to demand down here, that would be great without ES breaking this low, but I can't possibly see that happening. Apple's trying to push higher. Same with Microsoft's pushing lower right now. We are still in this demand zone on ES. We are coming into a pretty strong level right here on Bookmap. Look at the reaction to it. Staying patient. There's gold is chopping. Gold is in a range. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yes, getting real close to that new low day. I think it's going to break it. It's right there. You know you want it, ES. NQ selling off that hard, you know you want it. Damn, that's something, man. This hold is something else.
Look on the NQ daily chart.
Yeah, no, I know we were going over the daily earlier. Craziness, man. Sellers finally took control. There's that
So
ES
we're
break.
on that
Good morning,
huge mother
everyone.
bar in there. We should be getting to
Hey, good
half
morning.
of it soon.
Kev, I
Watch.
can't hear you.
What's that? Could you hear me?
That huge election, day after election mother bar right there.
Yeah.
It's a huge daily bar. We're almost halfway through that.
I like that sweep we just created there. Nasdaq's still not at demand though. I'm gonna wait on ES, but probably looking for ES longs again. But we gotta be careful because again, below that previous day low, statistically running against the odds right there. I just do feel as if a lot of people are going to be trying to grab these shorts. Let's see. I'm gonna wait for the 5 to close. What's the 15? 15 closes in 6 minutes. So what I would like to see is this 5-minute close above the pre-market low and have the next 5-minute give me a wick lower, enter on that one, and again, just sort of target just this pivot high over here, maybe even VWAP. Point of control is 59.36, 37. Yeah, Ricardo, I'm sorry if you can't hear anything. I think he dipped out. I would like to see Nasdaq push lower. So the ES is going to give us that close above that level. 20 seconds left. It could dump. I think it'll give us the close above it though. Let's get edge full up. You guys want to look at edge full for a sec? If you guys want to see any statistics or stats, let me know.
I don't see Edgeville being much benefit because today seems like it's an outlier day.
Yeah, I know, that's funny. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, well, Edgefull's just going to tell me to go short on a day like today. Meanwhile, I don't know if that's the move. I want to see one more push lower here. And I'm going to try again, like I said, a long on ES. I wanted to see Nasdaq in supply. Oh, equities are still weak, so I'm going to be a little patient on this. Was really looking at that 15. If the 15 doesn't close bullish anyways, then it really doesn't matter. Here's what the 15 looks like, guys. I want the 15 to close probably somewhere like right up here. Even higher than that, really. Yeah, like right there. Damn. Alright, let's see if we get this entry somewhere. I don't know if we will. That's where I would want the 15 to close. Right up in there. And that was that previous 15-minute low. So that's where I'm going to look for an entry now. That's a much tougher of an entry. But it's doable. Oh, if we could get lower of an entry, that would be great, too. Because remember, I did want Nasdaq to hit that 4-hour demand zone. So I'm going to wait a second here. The lower the entry, the better. Remember that. I'll start my position. I'll start my position where this white line is. So I'll get one contract of ES. Their stop loss is going to be at this key level. ES is definitely stronger than NQ today. Remember, we are in demand. Marzetti, fantastic point about Edgeful and it being one of those off days. Because remember, for Edgeful to have statistics, if it has an 80% yes on something, that 20% has to happen at some point. Okay, so that just filled me one. I'm definitely, again, like I said, a little concerned in the fact that sellers have had more momentum. If anything, I should probably be looking for NASDAQ shorts here. I'm going to keep my stop a little lower. Keep it sort of at that, keep it down there. Yeah, look at those sellers again. Yeah, not looking good on that. Might be a bit of a chop on my part today. We're going to keep an eye. Might stop me out here. I'm going to keep my stop loss at new low of day on ES. We do have to be careful. If I wanted the 15 to close bullish, we have only a minute and a half for the 15 to push up like that again. But right now, it's looking more like we're going to sell off. That's why if we're waiting on a 15 close, we should just be patient on that 15 close.
59.27 on the ES is pivot point. Resistance.
Nice.
Support. Fine.
NASDAQ close to that demand zone. So close.
Don't we have some news coming out in a minute or so?
Do we?
And some
15
Fed
minutes.
Speaker Chippy Teeth. That's. Let me look here again.
We got in 15 minutes, business inventories.
Oh, that was at 9:15.
That was at 9:15? What's the one that's in 15 minutes? No, business inventories. That's industrial production was 9:15, I think, maybe. Yeah, well, we're definitely not getting the 15 to close how we want it. 30 hasn't closed yet, but we're probably going to get out of these longs because they look like garbage. NASDAQ still has that momentum to the downside, so really nothing supporting the ES. I'm gonna hold for a minute, see how we react, because this 15 did still open. I'd like to see us get some more aggressive delta on the buy side. I don't know why the footprint isn't telling me the delta information down there. Like down here, it should be telling me information. Right, we're back near my entry on these longs. I'm going to be patient here because if we do continue higher, we are going to be stop hunting a lot of people. It's a nice little move there. Got to remember where there is gain, where there's pain in the market, there's gain, right? So if a lot of people have their stop losses at all of these pivots, who's to say the market doesn't want to go run through all of those pivots, right? So I'm going to be patient. I am going to move my stop loss to that level. And it probably, I do think it's going to, excuse you. Hope we sick, boss?
Oh, I'm sorry.
All good, man, all good.
I
Hope
thought
you
I was on mute here, man.
No worries,
I'm not
dude.
cursing you out, man.
Yo, that'd be hella funny. Kevin, these longs are stupid, man. They're chopping around, dude. Now I'm telling you, this is not giving us good price action right now. I'm gonna stay patient on it.
Here's my thought. If we break on and Q, I'm looking at 720, 2720 to take it to 2750. If we do bullish out there.
Yeah.
That's my deal on that one.
I'll move my stop loss up on these ES longs. I'm not favoring them at all right now. Because it's the biggest reason is how weak NASDAQ looks. But I would like to see NASDAQ push back higher. But I wanted NASDAQ in demand. So we'll have to see.
Well, if ES breaks south, you've got a heavy buy line down at 59.23, and your heavy sell line up around 59.38-ish.
Yeah, I
Yep.
see 59.40 is pretty strong up here on Bookmap. And then 59.28, yeah. Point of control just came lower, so a lot of volume did just sway in.
Here we go. There we go. We hit that 720.
Yeah, the spoof lines are moving.
Yeah, this is the light thing, the Trade Map Pro. It's pretty cool. It gets rid of all those spoof bots. Finally getting a little bit of aggressive buying pressure here. Sellers are trying to hold it. And stay a little patient. Want to see good volume. Nice. Sweet. Chopping, guys. Chopping. Very little follow through. There we go. 59.40 looks like a good target. Gonna add. Looking for momentum here. 59.40 is my first target. I'm gonna get out of one contract right there. I'm in two right now. Very good. Very good move. Very good move. Give us that pump. Come on, stop those people out. Let's go. One more pop. Boom, out of one contract. Let's go. You guys gotta trust the process. Depending how we react up here, I'll get out of my last contract. If not, I'm thinking we're stop hunting galore. We're gonna keep popping. Oh, that was a nice 5-minute close, right? That's the 5? Yeah, we'll hold this for a second. No, I'm not a fan of how we reacted to that level, actually. Let's see. We're retesting demand right now on ES. Retesting my original entry. So we're sort of chilling still. I moved my stop loss up. Just gotta remember, market was a lot weaker recently. Gotta be a little careful, a little patient. Glad I got out of the one contract. I gotta start utilizing Bookmap a lot better on my entries and exits with my levels and zones, because what a huge help, especially with this Trade Map Pro thing. Super helpful. The 5 closes in 4 minutes, guys. Plenty of time on the 5 for it to push way back up. I almost want to add here. If we do start pushing higher again, I will add here. Careful now. I'm going to add there. Keep my stop loss. Gotta still be careful. Still gotta be careful. Nice. Beautiful add. Great. Oh my goodness. Wow. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to get out of a contract on that momentum back up. Let's see. Look at, oh, I like that buying pressure. I like that. I would like to see 42. Really like to see 42 on ES. Point of control is coming higher. Means good volume. Market's starting to struggle a bit. Just staying patient here. Oh, I like that volume bubble that just hit. Come on, have some follow through now. I like NASDAQ with some strength. Come on, ES, follow through. Get that volume, get that follow through. Let's push higher now. Bookmap's showing me that it's trying. It should. It's getting good volume. But it's struggling right now at the point of control. So I'm going to be a little patient. and wait to see if we do get a reaction back higher. I am looking for higher prices off this 5 minute. Struggling right now. We're struggling. Be careful now. Stop loss is right at 59.32. So 59.30 is the next heavy level on Bookmap. So I am a little worried. We're going to go hit that 59.30 again. Move my stop losses up a little bit. Call it 33 as my stop loss. Really looking for that momentum, guys. Minute 50 left in the 5 minute. Really wanted it to close green. So really need to see some follow through, some volume, some momentum, something. But it looks like sellers keep coming in. Buyers got very weak up here. I should have noticed that and got out of both of my contracts. But now sellers are getting a little weak down here. So a back and forth right now. I do want to be patient. Want to see us get back into this positive delta area. Like 59.36. Struggling. Probably looking to go hit the stop loss the way we're struggling right now. I was looking for a stronger move in the last minute or two of the 5, and we are not getting that whatso-bit. Going to, yeah. Let's see. If it could give us a pushback higher to 38 again, I'll get out at 38. This is looking, like I said, though, like a stop run. I'm going to be patient a second. Give it a sec. My stop loss is at 33 right now. We're about a point away. Yep, there's that bearish momentum. Nothing supporting us. It's going to go to the stops. Yep, stopped out right there of that last 2. Alright, that's alright. We caught a nice little winner before. Stay patient. A little paper cut on the day. We're going to watch this and be patient now. Crude, gold, anything? Nope, gold's been chopping, crude's been chopping. So far today, Friday, it's been a bit of a choppy day. We had real nice moves so far this week. And only makes sense for Friday to not be able to follow through. I do want to see how NASDAQ reacts to this demand zone still. And I'll wait for the 15 to close. On a day like today, we'll wait for the 15. Some good selling pressure. That's what we hear. That's that ticking you hear over here. I'll turn that off so you guys don't have to hear that. But that's that selling momentum, right? So I'm glad we followed our stop loss. We got out of it up here instead of letting it run even further. But the question is, you know, we're at some heavy levels of liquidity now. How do we want to react? Do buyers want to hold us in this range and bring us back higher one more time while people are trying to take this breakout lower? Or what? We do have more levels all the way down to 59.25. So be a little patient. Let's see. I do like gold on the 15 to continue higher, so we'll keep an eye on the 15 to close on gold too. I'd like it to close above this recent 15-minute candle. 30-minute closes in 3 minutes as well, guys. Look at that bearish candle.
Adding to the 59.22 buy line.
Yeah, look at that 59.22, very strong. Cool. Tells me we're probably going to chop our way down there, right? We're probably going to pull back now, chop back now, pull back, you know, just rocking a hard place type of market today.
Does anybody know on TradingView, like if you have 4 indicators on a chart and you only want to remove one of them, how you do it.
Yeah.
I know you can right click on it. It's just that I added this price line to my chart and it's lagging. You know, it just
Yeah.
throws me off.
What's it called? There should be the little arrow underneath where it says what ticker you're trading and the time frame. Where it says show indicators legend, and it'll have like a number with how many indicators you have. Do you see it? If you don't see it, you might have that turned off, and I could show you how to turn that on.
Yeah, no, I don't see. Oh, indicators and financial labels.
Yeah, you're gonna right click up there, indicator titles. You're gonna turn indicator titles on.
On the plus sign?
You're gonna right click where it says like ES 15-minute CME. You're gonna right click that label, and then come down to indicator titles, indicator arguments, indicator values, and you're gonna turn on indicator titles.
Oh, I see. Yeah, this price line thing is throwing me off, man. Ooh. Thanks.
Got you. Got you. All right, NASDAQ now in that demand zone. If we get a reaction I'm looking for, it would be a 5-minute base and closing somewhere up here. If we don't, and then we're probably just not going to have a setup on NASDAQ right now. 59.22 looking strong on ES. It wants it. Buyers starting to build up down here at these levels. Definitely having trouble though. But look at the volume. Volume is it's there. It's volume, all right. Just choppy price action so far today, right, guys? It's just hitting 10 o'clock in 2 seconds. Right now it's 10 o'clock. So just gotta wait. It is what it is. How'd the 15 close? 15 sort of giving me an inverse hangman type of vibe on the NASDAQ, where it would push lower, wick this 15-minute low, and then reverse. But we'll wait. Set me free. There's ES making another low. Bye-bye, ES. That was pretty clean how we reacted to the 59, what was it? It was 59.40 with the book map, right? And it showed us that heavy level. That's where we got out of that contract. That could have been an area where we took some shorts, right? Now, if I was going with the trend, which I should have been, right? Because the trend is our friend until the trend is not our friend. That would have been a great spot to enter shorts, right? The buying volume got weak up here. We see that on footprint. Look how strong the volume was down here. Bigger volume shelves. Up here, low volume nodes. Good spot to sell. Would have been almost selling the highs to catch a really nice run. But hindsight of a market, it does still look like a choppy market. Market opened right here. This is the 9:30 candle. We pushed lower. We chopped green for 15 minutes, and then we dropped again. So I'm just waiting. Obviously, bears have momentum here. ES is hitting that key level, 59.22. The question is, how's the volume going to react to it? Same with NASDAQ breaking that level too. A deep zone on the NASDAQ. Probably going to end up as a no more trade day, guys. And the reason I say that is because of the current price action we're getting. Let's see. 1 hour did just open. The reason I would go long on NASDAQ here is because usually when we get this type of candlestick with a long upper wick and small body and then long lower wick, we see a rejection of those lows and then we push back higher into it. So that's sort of what I was looking for on NQ. But I'd rather let the 5 close first and then maybe get a fill over here, get a fill maybe up in here, wherever it might be. Yes, pushing through this low. A lot of volume coming in though. NASDAQ also coming to some levels of support. Would want to see if ES could get back above this 59.22. But right now, the way the selling is, not looking likely. If anybody's got any questions, please feel free to let me know. You could let me know here on Discord. You could let me know on YouTube. You could let me know anywhere. Let me know tradingpioneers.net. You can book a coaching session if you are interested. Go to tradingpioneersnet.com. That's funny. Tradingpioneers.net. If you want, I would definitely recommend scroll down to the newsletter and free trading guide. Type in your email there, and I will send you a free trading guide, sort of just like a basic. And yeah, I'm probably going to end up sending out weekly newsletters, and those newsletters are going to have things like, what's it going to have? It'll have like what news is coming out that week, what data is coming out, things of importance. So that'll be pretty useful and cool to have. Depending how this 5 closes, guys. Look at all that selling. All that selling. Damn. Glad we wait for it to close. I wonder if gold didn't give us a close how we were looking. Neither did crude. Markets are just very range bound right now, guys. Really no clean A+ setups. Crude's previous day high and low. Previous day high, previous day low. So crude on the daily is more bearish, but we're at a daily demand zone. So again, rock in a hard place, very range bound. No trend on crude to confirm. Gold, same thing. We had a very strong drop, but now we're rejecting a daily demand zone, and we just created a basing zone on the daily. So if we get a green candle close on the daily on gold, I would look for us to continue back higher. I do like this hourly to make a 15. Let's see, gold. Yeah, 50 gold looks pretty good. Oh, market. Being boring for us today, guys. I'd say I apologize, but I have nothing to do with this. You know, hindsight of saying, oh, well, we could have potentially been in this short. We were below previous day low, yada, 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 all that other fun stuff. Yes, absolutely. And next time, I'll be more aware and be more ready for it, right? That's the only thing we can do is journal it and prepare and be more ready the following. We didn't really have any fair value gaps to enter short. That's why I was looking for longs. Usually when we're in a trend, we're creating an imbalance, we're creating a real move. If we're not really in a trend, we'll see a lot of chop like this, and a lot of times we will end up running back through those. So I'm going to wait. We see the NASDAQ trying to come up, and also we're in a demand zone, guys. I don't like going short into a demand zone. Unless I got strong proof. The market is absolutely my fault. I said longs, the market heard it, it took it personally, and it said, nah, dude, it's trend day. Trend was definitely easier to follow on NASDAQ, and in fact, NASDAQ did have a 5-minute imbalance right here, right?
Hey Kevin, do you have an Alexa at home?
Shit, I do.
Yeah. There you go, man.
Yo, and you know what's funny? It's right behind me.
Yeah, it's listening to you right there, and it's taking your information and saying hello. You know?
It's like, yo, this Kev guy's been on a roll. Let's lock him up. VIX pushing higher, stocks pushing lower.
I would love to have Price just squeeze for a little bit in here and give us a pop
Yeah, that'd be
instead of
nice.
this, I mean, I know I'm fast on the button here, but I'm struggling a little. So I decided to just sit and wait now. I mean, it's like
That's right.
Good.
5 points up, 7 points down. I'm like, no, 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 that doesn't work. You know?
Yep, that's right. That's right. Good job.
Yeah.
Great job. Great acknowledgement of that, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, it reminds me, right? When it comes to the market, we're not memorizing the market, right? We're understanding the market. When we learn something, it's easier to learn something if we understand it versus if we're just trying to memorize it. So instead of trying to learn the market and make it a science, don't make it a science, make it a system, right? Where you follow your system, you follow your zones, you follow your levels, whatever it may be, your pre-market plans. But then, understand the market. Understand how do we usually react to highs and lows? How does the market usually react? How has the market been reacting? All types of questions and whatnot to be asking yourself and asking the market. Now that 5 minute, the only reason I'm not disappointed that I missed this 5 minute short on the NASDAQ is because I wouldn't have known where to enter on this, right? When you get a rejection like this, we're not getting a wick into it and then a small body and a long upper wick. We're getting a strong green candle, which usually signals some type of follow through, and then it rejected right away. So if maybe perhaps we went to a 1 minute and saw the consolidation, but either way, my time frame, my analysis, my entries are usually based off the 5 and 15. We did not have a 15-minute demand fair value gap there. We only had the 5. Gold chopping its way higher. Same with crude. Crude broke previous day low. I'll add an alert on crude up here and see if we want to reject that and push lower. Gold did not break anything yet. Gold is still an inside day. Selling off like hot hams.
We are at the half a back of that big mother bar on the NQ at 6:45 right now. So 26:45.
Cool. You guys want a webinar tomorrow? I was thinking of doing more webinars over the weekends. And if so, what topic? Could do liquidity.
Choosing the right strike for your daytime trading option.
What'd you say?
Choosing the right strike for your daytime trading option.
That wouldn't be bad.
I mean, I've seen some people post stuff like, "Oh, I just made $40,000 on a 0 DTE, blah blah blah," and I'm like, how is that possible?
Yo, point of control isn't until all the way 59.37. So even though we have been dropping, guys, the volume really hasn't been as aggressive. Buyers have been able to try to sort of absorb a lot of these sellers.
Long on NQ right here.
What's that?
No, I just said I'm long on NQ.
Long on NQ. I'd be patient on longs at this point, just because now, I mean, the only thing we've seen is momentum to the downside. Even though, yeah, we're in demand zones, yeah, we're pretty extended to the downside. We haven't seen any real reason for a reversal. We almost had it up here on ES, but NASDAQ just did not line up. I do think...
It feels like that 5 minute candle right there.
On which one?
Looked like an exhaustion candle on the 5 minutes. You see how long that is? Now we're creating a doji.
Yeah, but it's now we're creating a doji, but we still have 2.5 minutes left, so we could sell off and not create a doji, right? This momentum, we've had one bar that looked exhausted, two bars that looked exhausted, you get what I'm saying? So right now, can't really fight that trend. If you do have to take a trade, maybe take it. I don't know. I wouldn't take it. I don't know. Again, me personally, I wouldn't short into demand, so I wouldn't take this short, but I also wouldn't go long into aggressive selling like this. I do think at some point we are going to turn around, and that could be wrong too. And that's okay, because I'm not going to be trying to chase it each time, and it's okay, to try to take a long as you have proper risk on it, right? If you're able to stop out and re-enter, great. That's sort of the goal with trading, right? Is to not be affected by just one trade. If we get stopped out of one, that should be no problem. We should see that as a paper cut onto the next one, and the next trade has nothing to do with this trade. I will say we do have VIX at a key level, and VIX was pushing very high, which is also bearish, but we could see if VIX wants to give us a rejection too. Right now though, sell-off city, we are trying to find support at this 59.10, but from recent price action, until it proves me otherwise, gives me some type of 15-minute reversal or 30-minute reversal, we're just going to keep going. Even if it chops.
Yeah, I inversed my position there, so.
Be careful.
And I just got out, yeah.
You gotta be careful with...
Small little win.
Alright. Gotta take the little scalp in, and you gotta remember to, it's, you gotta be careful with that reverse button, because that might also give you a bad fill.
I can buy a bag of popcorn after taxes.
Damn, you must have made a lot. Because everything's so freaking expensive. No, I'm just playing.
No kidding, man. I mean, I'm starting to measure inflation by the price of eggs,
That's funny. Yo, I like this imbalance here on crude. Glad I was looking around. Let's see if we got a 15-minute
so
there. We got we don't really have a 15 there.
We just touched the consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap on NQ.
Godo! What's going on, bro?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, man. How's it going?
Learning, man.
Love it, dude.
Process.
That's right. Amen. Love it, dude. How have you been?
Oh, look at that push.
That's interesting. Adrian, I'm going to share that bit of information that you shared. How the medication, you guys know I'm sure you've seen the commercials, Hims and Hers, they're like a medication line. They offer medications, right, via mail, and that's sort of their shtick. Now, Amazon is going to start offering the same meds via telehealth service. Oh, the question is, how is Hims going to react to Amazon stepping on their shoes, right? Is this a good short opportunity for Hims, or maybe sell some, right? What do you guys sell, some calls? I'm not big with options, but yeah, I don't know. Might be an opportunity there on Hims. Look at the selling pressure stacking back up on ES again.
Let's do an analogy on that one, right? If you look at Hims is considered a growth stock. Now, with a big company like that stepping in their same space, look what happened to Shag. Shag was a company that did teaching and things that once ChatGPT became available.
I thought you said Shaq.
Shag. C-H-E-G.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. I mean, they lost 90% of their subscribers once OpenAI released ChatGPT to the public.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Crude oil coming into this imbalance. This might be the next setup I take. NQ still selling off. Like I said, if that momentum's there, it's there.
Hey, Kevin, going long at 600 here.
Hey, what's going on? Where you going long? Going long on what? The NQ 20,600?
Yeah, that's right. I just figure there's a bottom somewhere.
No. That is not a trading strategy. There's got to be a long somewhere is not an ideal trading system. I mean, a bottom somewhere. I
But
agree.
also, there's a 4-hour breaker block from the
All
6th
right.
of November.
There you go. Now you're giving a real reason. I like that. I know I have a 1 hour demand zone down there, around 20,595. I'm looking at crude right here.
But to catch a bottom, especially when it's moving like this, I would recommend waiting for potentially like a 15 for it to start breaking bearish PD arrays.
Yeah,
Like a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. For it to
100%.
inverse that, then you know you're on your way back up.
100%.
Maybe a 5-minute, but 15-minute is the safest bet.
100%. I agree fully with what Godo just said. You know, waiting for, because you got to think of it in the sense of, if we're going to reverse, instead of trying to catch the bottom, which 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work, because there won't be an exact bottom just yet, right? We haven't seen the bottom yet. Wait for something bearish to break, right? Wait for the bearish moves, the bearish confirmations to start failing, because once a bearish confirmation starts failing, well, that means the bulls are starting to step in. And same with bullish confirmation failing, right? Once buyers get weak, eventually sellers are going to step in. I'm looking for crude shorts here, but I haven't taken the shorts yet. Why? Because I'm looking at these buying bubbles and I'm saying, okay, well, it still has some buying pressure. I want to see a reaction up here. 50 seconds left. If we do wick lower, I'll take a short. If not, not taking any more trades today. And it's just a matter of patience. Remember, guys, the market takes the money from those of the impatient and puts it in the pockets of the patient, right? That's a saying that some people say in the market, and it's true to a sense, right? So we'll be patient. We'll let it come to us. If we don't see a setup that we recognize that we've seen in the market before, remember, not memorizing it, but understanding it and understanding the setups we're getting. If I don't see a setup that I understand, that I recognize, then I'm not taking it. Now, the setup over here that I understood and recognized on some of these longs before, that was divergence, demand. It gave me the confirmations I usually look for. But I gotta remember previous day high and low percentage and continuation percentage. I have to run with that trend over everything. I'm going to try to start a position on crude at this fair value gap. So right here. So 68.39 because of the selling that started to step in from it. My stop loss will be right at the high 68.48.
Okay, on the ES, we have the full ADR at 59.10, and then down at 5,900, we have a prior day low many days ago, but that is the low. Target is 5,900.
No, I like that rhyme, Marzity. You got bars with that.
Rhyme?
Yeah, you rhymed. This is something below ways to go.
Oh, I'm a poet and didn't know it.
Well, what do you know? Somebody had an idea for a webinar, a futures basics webinar, where I'll go over like ES, NQ, and the VIX and how I use them together. And then sort of the same with crude. No, I guess I wouldn't do crude and gold. It would really just be an ES, NQ, and VIX webinar, and we'll do some Q&A as well. What do you guys think? Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. It didn't give me the retest entry just yet. I'm still waiting. Look at gold with some momentum lower. I'm worried crude just dips without us, but there we go. There's a pullback. Let's keep hitting that 61 and rejecting. I might move my entry to there, but at this point, I'll probably wait for the 5 minutes to close. 15 closes, in 7 minutes actually. Yeah, we'll move our entry down a little bit to like here if we could get it. Ideally, would want to enter over here. So if we start running back up real quick, I will move my my limit orders. YouTube, don't forget, hit that like, hit that subscribe. ESNQ continuing its down streak right now. Do not try to catch those lows, just run with the trend.
I think as far as looking for longs, it'll be more of a maybe in the afternoon in the TM looking for a TGIF. No, if you look at the weekly, it's just one big black bar now.
Yeah. Let's see. Crude, waiting on crude. I should have just moved my entry down a little bit so we were in it already. I will move my entry down, play it a little safe, because remember guys, that previous day low on crude, odds of us closing below previous day low, bring up our fun gizmo. Previous day low, broke an 88% chance of a red day on crude. Well, previous day low was broken. Now we're sort of pushing up here. I would like to see us push back lower and push below that previous day low again. Crude's making us be patient. That's okay. That's what the market does. Look at that drop, man. Definitely missed that initial entry, and that's okay, because we still got to wait on that 15 to close and the 30 to close. Ooh, 15 and 30, both looking pretty bearish. Coming to point of control on crude. 37 is where I'm looking to re-enter some shorts. 37 is up here. 8 seconds left on this 5 to close. Very nice bearish candle. Oh man, crude. Well, this was a nice short setup if I took it. We'll wait, see if it gives us an entry. Again, I'm not too sure that it will, looking at how the 30 minutes trying to close. But that's okay. We'll wait. We're in no rush. It's only 10:25. And 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all you need. Oh, look, you see? Bookmap on it shows me the delta information down here, but it doesn't show me it over here. But I think that has to do with the fact that, yeah, that this is the light, that Trade Map Pro thing, so that might be why. Row, row, row your boat. Pick out your seed stems. Come on now. Either a 30-minute basing candle or a 15-minute basing candle. Oh, but this just looks like it wants to keep selling off. Look at that selling volume there on crude, man. That's something. We saw that. We missed the entry. That's okay. We'll wait for a retest. We'll wait for a re-entry. We'll see what the market has to offer. I'd like to see it come to the, oh wow, yeah. I would like to see a really nice drop on crude, actually. So we'll see if we could get any type of fill. That's nuts. I'd like to see it break pre-market lows and hit this negative 50% on the optimal trade entry. This would be a 10-to-1 risk to reward right there with entry right here, stop loss right there. So I'm going to be patient. 30 closes soon, 15 closes soon. ESNQ, chop, chop, chop. I'm trying to hold this 1 hour demand on the NASDAQ for now. We do have the weighted index at a key level right here, and it is trying to hold on the weighted index. I'll go over the weighted index too in the webinar. That's cool. Wow, this is some selling pressure, huh? Damn, crude. Be that way. Whew. Listen, I don't have an entry here on crude. If you guys trade momentum and, you know, you have an edge in this type of market, go for it. I do like crude to the downside. I do still want to be patient for the, what's it called to close, though? The 30 minute to close. That's crazy, though, man. I wanted that. I knew that imbalance. I saw that imbalance. It was created right here. Would have been clean. That's one of the setups that I like really like a lot in my playbook. Let's see. When it comes to trading, guys, it's important to have, I call it a playbook. You guys call it whatever you want, but think of it as like your setup list, right? Now, do you have a setup list where you look for a high to sweep and then a gap to be created? Do you have a setup list where you have a trade plan where we hold demand, create an imbalance, and enter on the retest of the imbalance or the demand zone? You know, what is in your playbook? And once you have multiple trade setups, it gets easier to watch the market and not feel the anxiety to, oh, I have to take this, oh, I have to take this. Again, look at that. We're getting weaker again. There goes NASDAQ. So every time a new 5-minute opens, what happens? It looks like it's going to reverse. It looks good. And then it drops. It's just the way the cookie's been crumbling today. Strong moves to the downside. 20 points, 40 points to the downside on ES. I guess that Trump rally couldn't live long enough, huh? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Love the economy. I'm just kidding. But maybe we get a retracement, right? You know, this was a strong impulse move higher. We created tons of imbalances on the daily time frame. We have this big daily imbalance right here. So as bearish as we are looking, when we take a look at things like equities, and we look at the equities daily time frame, well, equities are still sort of range bound and still sort of heading higher. We have Nvidia trying to break this low of 143.68, which was a previous day low, but it still has 5.5 hours to close. It might close back above that range. Same with Tesla, same with the weighted index trying to break below that range. It might still close back above it. This could be the fake out. So we're going to wait. We're going to be patient. We're not taking any trades at the moment because crude stinks. No, I'm just kidding. Wow, crude. Oh, man. That would have been nice, dude. That would have been nice. So nice I'd short it twice. But that's alright. Good nights.
Now, interesting thing to see is look at the Chinese companies, how they are going up today.
Look at what?
Chinese companies like XBev and
Baba.
all those other names, they're all going up today. JD. I mean, JD is like $2 up or some shit.
Yo, the one I checked, Baba, is not up. What's it called? Yeah, that tends to happen though. You know, Chinese markets have nothing really much to do with the way our markets are moving. So
no, but if you think about the trade wars, right? Tariffs and all this other stuff that Trump keeps talking about, you know.
But aren't we the ones that end up paying for the tariffs? Wasn't that the whole breakdown of it? That like the tariffs are really paid for those who are exporting goods to the country? So like small businesses that are exporting, like if I was selling t-shirts and I was exporting it from China, I would have to pay those tariffs, right?
Yeah, and then you pass that cost along to your dear consumer that ends up paying that. So
the
if
way
Oh,
the
so then the
it's 20
consumer
bucks,
has to start
other
paying
7 is
more.
30. You know.
So wait, wait. So this is supposed to help the economy by making companies pay higher tariffs so that they make the price of
Okay, hang
living
on.
of items even
In
more
the early
expensive.
days, the way the government raised instead of taxing people was through tariffs. So if you raise
Ah.
the tariffs and prices do go up, but then the government does not need to collect as much tax.
Mmm.
So in theory, you're simply shifting it from taxing people to tariffs. Um, if you can add some efficiency in there with Doge, then in theory, everybody's going to overall save money.
Interesting. So what you're telling me is 100% full port on tariffs and put all of my money into Dogecoin.
So, this whole Department of Government Efficiency, I don't know how far they will get because they're really fighting the establishment. So, it sounds like a great idea, but I don't know how much progress Elon Musk and the Swami will make on that.
Crew just
But,
fought the establishment.
they are fighting an establishment, so who knows on the efficiency thing. But that is the original idea, is that the government raised their money through tariffs and not taxes.
Interesting. That's a really interesting take on that. That's cool. Very cool. Thank you, Marzetti.
Yeah, which
Well,
means
and I also think that
the
most
cost of
stuff that
goods
comes
go
from
up.
China is, some kind of luxury item or something that you don't actually need. But hopefully that could control the egg price, which is where people actually need they need food, but it's not like food's going to go up if they do that. But it'll be like taxing things that you don't actually need, so you don't actually have to spend your money on that stuff.
I think I need my shirts. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. Well, clothes. What else we got? What about cars, though? Aren't cars going to get a lot more expensive, especially ones that are manufactured overseas? Like, cars aren't expensive enough in this economy.
I don't know, man. I'm concerned about my Louis Vuitton shoes and my Gucci.
That's
Real-
a good
Can't live
point. Are
without having
Toyotas?
those.
Are they
I'm
gonna?
already paying $1,200 for a Louis Vuitton sneaker.
Yo, be careful, bro. They might deport those shoes.
But aren't they just going to do that mostly on China, not on Japan? Are they?
Well, the United States buys a crap load, imports a crap load of stuff from China. And let's be honest, as consumers, we love Chinese cheap prices, no question, because the stuff that we buy is all made in China. But the stuff that comes from China is also what we call part of the throwaway economy. It breaks, we don't fix it, we just throw it away. And we've kind of gotten addicted to that. But that's been going on for years. So, yeah, it will be against mostly China. That is true.
I can't believe Crude would have given us a 6-to-1 trade if I just had a limit order there. That's wild. Gotta respect it, gotta trust it. Gotta trust it, that's nice. Those stats were rolling with it. That previous stay low being taken out was rolling with the stats, rolling with the scoreboard. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. Edgeful is so cool, guys. Alright, what else? But that's really interesting about the whole tariff situation, the tax situation, TradingView telling me that we're hitting a new low on NASDAQ situation. Huge drops. We were just at, wow, where was the highs? 21,220. Now we're at 20,500. Just your average 750 point drop in the past few days, guys. Nothing new there. Yo, guys, don't forget, we're also gonna have to start, how does SPY puts look? Ooh, it's tough, man. And you know what it is? The thing is, we have such a nice trend to the downside. There's been no sign of a reversal yet. I have my next demand zone on ES at 58.87, which is still another 16 more points from here. I could see puts working out. I would not take any calls at this point. And, yeah, I mean, the problem with taking puts this far, though, is look at how much of a move we already got. So even though we aren't at that demand zone yet, there's no saying if we're for sure going down there. Maybe keep an eye on this 5900 and see how we react to it. It's a key psychological level. This was also a level that held, I believe it held, look, right over here. Look at this pivot. I'm going to mark this out. This 5900 was super strong from the other day. This is Wednesday the 6th. Now we're up to Friday the 15th, and that level is still increasingly strong. So I would just be careful here. I'd really be keeping an eye on the higher time frame and maybe be entering trades when the hourly close is bearish. Look, this hourly close bearish, could have took it there for a 1-to-1. Maybe wait for the 30 minutes to continue on that bearish trade trend as well. And if you're looking for longs, same thing, guys. Don't take any longs until the higher time frame is giving us some type of close saying that, yes, it is time to go long. Because right now, if a 5-minute opens up and goes green and the next one tries to, that doesn't mean anything just yet. We are coming into the strong level of support on ES. 5900 is a key psychological level, very important to keep an eye on. And we do have NASDAQ in demand too. So again, being in between a rock and a hard place, not really seeing a clear move. Whereas something on crude, even though we were pushing higher at this point, we had a bit more of a clear direction that we already broke previous day low. We were looking for trend to continue back lower. It was more of an obvious clue, an obvious sign. So Woody on YouTube, I hope that helped. He asked if SPY puts look okay right now. Right now, I would say stay out of any positions. VIX is trying to push higher, did make a new high of day. ES did make a new low of day, but we are chopping. On Bookmap, we have a very heavy level of buyers over here, so I would just stay patient. Very choppy market on this move lower. I would not be selling when we're pushing lower. That would be selling into momentum, right? That would be selling into strength. What we want to do is we want to sell on these pullbacks, right? When this candle's green like this, where people might say, oh, we're reversing. Well, I know that we looked like that like 50 times today already. So there's a better chance that we're going to continue. And that would have worked out 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these times. So we're just going to wait. Just going to let it be. And that's it.
Signet's afternoon session is going to be about options, on talking about call walls and put walls. He does post that information every morning. So if you're an options trader, the afternoon 2 p.m. Eastern session will be of interest to you. If you can't make it, it will be recorded.
From the call window to the call wall.
And yes, we're talking call wall, not call girl.
No, like the song From the Window to the Wall. So the sweat drip. No, I'll leave the lyrics alone on that one. You guys can look that up. I try to keep it light in here. I try to keep it fun, guys. Trading it's obviously more of a serious job, in that we have to take it seriously, take our trading seriously, follow our system, follow our strategy, and follow all of that. But streaming wise, if I'm doing this for an hour, 2 hours, there's going to be bouts in between that are a little quiet, and I'd rather that give you guys a little enjoyment, a little bit of a laugh. Hopefully when I make jokes, somebody out there is chuckling. Hee hee hee. Let's see. The only potential trade we had was crude, and we did unfortunately miss that entry. Womp womp. That's alright. Thank you, Oak. Thank you. This is exactly how I feel, Ironclad, when I laugh at my own jokes. Alright, 5:15. What's going on? 30-minute.
Watch for the reversal here. I'm going into conference call.
Gold also chopping, very range bound, right? So I was looking for a reaction up here on gold. I was looking for a reaction down here on gold. And since I came up with that trade plan at like 9 o'clock, we've been chopping in between. So there would have been no trades on gold. There would have only been this trade on the crude. And on ES NASDAQ, there really hasn't been like a proper 15-minute entry set up. And that's the time frame that I feel most confident, extra confident in. I follow that 15 minute. I want to know the time 15 minute. Is it basing? Is it rejecting? Is it continuing? Same with the 30, but the 5 and 15 are sort of my golden girls. Crude looking like it wants to continue lower. It did hit where our target would have been, which was this low over here. So again, crude just gave us a great trade. Did not take it though. I ain't gonna lie to you guys and be like, oh my god, guys, huge trade, we just caught that. Nope, was not in it.
You know, a strategy that I started looking at right now lately is I get a sim window open
Yeah.
in my actual trading window. And if I think the price is going to go one way, I enter the trade that way. If the trade reverses, then I take the opposite side of it in my sim, looking at the sim results. So I don't know if you understand what I mean. It's like
I
I
think
put in, for example, one contract on NQ at 27.18 because my bias was that if 27.20 we would go high, we would take it to 27.50. That's what I mentioned, right?
right.
So it went to 27.40 and then it blew right past my original entry and it turned into a red trade.
Yeah.
So in the moment that turned into that red trade, I go short.
Right,
The
right.
same thing with a short. If a short turns into a positive trade, I go long. So it's like there's always a trade going into the sim that helps me figure out what I'm gonna do next.
That's interesting, but unless you're keeping it at like a really good risk to reward on those, wouldn't you be sort of staying at break even?
No, no, no. So the idea is that, say for example, when it broke below 27.18, that was my entry,
Mm-hmm.
I go short. That was
Right.
my long entry, but I go short there. And then I watch my stop after that entry. Because that means that I was wrong, you know? So
Yeah.
I take my wrong side as a right side trade.
Gotcha. Okay, that's interesting. I guess more of a system than a strategy. I guess when I think trading
Yeah.
strategy, I think
Yeah.
developing some type of reasoning of like imbalance entry, a liquidity sweep, like a higher low sweep, and a Fibonacci, a supply and demand. That's more of like a system of like if A, B, and C happens on this at this level, I have these 3 accounts open or these 2 accounts open that I could then enter exit off of at that same level with different trades. So it's interesting. Definitely interesting to do that. Let me know how that works.
I cut it a little short, but it would have been 125 points on the NQ if I
Wow.
stuck to it, you know? But we are seeing some type of consolidation reversal here now. What's happening? Whoa, look at the ES.
Gotta remember, that's why I said don't go short so extended. We don't know where we're going to reverse. We don't know if we're going to continue. We don't know if we're going to reverse. We don't know if this reversal is just a pullback to push us lower again. I'm going to take a few Q&As if you guys got any questions. Don't forget, I will be doing a webinar tomorrow on TradingView. So basically, we'll do sort of what we did, not out on TradingView, on futures. So we'll go over TradingView itself. We'll go over the ES, the NQ, and the VIX. And I'm also going to go over my weighted index, which is that handful of equities that I watch, all weighted and charted on one chart. So that'll be pretty cool. That'll be interesting. Next week, slowly compounding my account. That's a good idea. Somebody on YouTube said, I'm just waiting for next week, slowly compounding my account. Why next week? Do we have news? Is there a earnings? Or are you just expecting that this week is just a pullback and you're expecting continuation? What is next week? Oh, Thanksgiving? No. We have FOMC next week? What's next week?
The best trading day is the day after Thanksgiving. That Friday is normally a very bullish day.
Really?
Yeah. Look in historic. Can you pull up historical data on TradingView?
I could probably pull it up on Edgeful.
Yeah. So let's see. Do a filter in there on.
Seasonality, no. Is there
Yeah.
anything?
What happens? What happens after Thanksgiving?
Right. I'm gonna
Because
have.
everyone went out shopping, and the expectation is that people spent a lot of money, right? So let's bullish it up.
You know what? They don't. I don't season unless it's under seasonality, which it's not. I'm gonna message them on Edgeful and tell them that they should have holidays.
Can you
Hey,
go
it's
into just the month of November and filter out by?
If you
Well,
could
Bitcoin is going
offer
nuts right now too.
holidays and day before and day after for days like Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. Cool. Cool. I love those people over at Edgeful. That's cool. I'm gonna have that webinar with them. Guys, next Thursday, I know Thursday is usually Jeremy's streaming day, but next Thursday I'm gonna take over and I'm gonna be doing a webinar with the CEO of Edgeful. So that's gonna be pretty cool. We could ask him questions about his platform. It's really one of a kind and it is still brand new to the trading sphere. So we're gonna be sort of some of the first ones to have them on. So be very welcoming, appreciative of them, and yeah, pretty awesome stuff. With that being said, if you guys got any last minute questions, please let me know. I'm going to keep my alert on Crude, and I will be checking on my phone or if I'm near my computer to see if we do get a second reaction to this zone. And that is about it, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Any questions, drop it in YouTube, drop it in Discord. You guys can always message me. How can you tell if there are buyers at a certain level? I think you referred to chart earlier. I'm brand new to the day trading and don't know all the info I can use yet. It's a great question. So how I was looking at the buying and selling was we were looking at Bookmap. Bookmap is a volume analysis tool versus something like TradingView, which is a charting analysis tool. So we have volume analysis, so it's not really giving us candlesticks. It does offer candlesticks on the chart, but it doesn't really give us as much information as the volume bubbles, the footprint that we see right here, and also the heavy levels we see sitting right there. So this 5900 on ES, we saw us come into it, sellers tried to hold, but what happened? We had a whole bunch of icebergs buying, holding us up from that level. Market is still pretty weak. Right now, this level is getting a little weaker right now. We see that we had a lot more cloudy, a lot more orange and red. Now we have a lot less orange and red, but we do still have this 59 even. So that's sort of where we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all in the webinar. That is what I say, right? Look at that. See you all in the webinar tomorrow at, what's that? Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go over ES, NQ, and the VIX. So different tricks and tips and different ways that I chart and use these tools. Yeah, look at this buying pressure. Crazy volume coming in right there. You know why? Because my
66%
Alexa...
of the time.
Yo, I'll tell you why. My Alexa heard me say I'm going to wrap it up now.
I know.
Yo, no joke. I'm going to unplug that thing, and we're going to go on the craziest win streak.
By the way, I just did a ChatGPT poll in here, and 66% of the time, the Friday after Thanksgiving is bullish.
You know, I don't
Since
know if I trust
1957.
ChatGPT as much as, Oh, what? No way. A pre-populated template will appear with details on what we need to build a report, and we can get started there. Let me... Oh, that's Sabine. I
Did
was
they
working with
just
her to
respond to
schedule
your-
it.
Did they respond to your question that quickly?
Yeah, dude. Look how quick that was.
That's nice.
Isn't that so awesome? They're great.
And that was their AI?
No, this is Sabine. She actually works with them. Sabine right here. I was emailing with her the other day about the platform and scheduling the webinar.
Nice.
right. I asked her to send it. You know what? I'm gonna have her email it to me. Can you please? Because I gotta get going. Please email me any information needed for the holidays tool. She has my email. I'm cool like that. What can I say? No, I'm just... Look at that big wick, Big John Wick. What were we saying before? Every time a 5 looks good, we get wicked. That's today's price action. That's the trend of today. As I always mention, trend of the day, trend of the market. All right, guys, I'm wrapping it up there. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. If you guys are looking for any type of coaching or anything, check me out at tradingpioneers.net. If you do, you could also subscribe to my weekly newsletter. I'm going to send out things that will be impactful to the market, send out things like news, events, and I'm also going to put in each newsletter I'm going to put a video link to the YouTube video, and I'm going to do every week, whether it's a webinar or just some charting analysis on futures. I'll post that in there and send it out to you guys too. So good stuff this week in general. Today was definitely a lot more choppy. We did miss that crude entry, but we were able to take just a minor loss today. So good job today. Hope you all have a great weekend. Take care and happy trading.